Hi there, I'm Gemma from That's So Gemma, and today I'm going to give you a video tutorial on how to mix chalk paint powder to any matte emulsion paint. Normally I would blog these things, but I kind of thought this is probably something that's better to show you actually how to do it as opposed to writing it all down. And I've got a new project that I need to work on, so I need a new mixture, so I thought why not? So I've gone from blogging to vlogging for today. So to start off with, I love distressing furniture, upcycling furniture and making it shabby chic. And for those who have the same likes of myself, then you will know that chalk paint is the best paint to use for this thing. Just because it's perfect is you don't have to do as much priming or as much sanding on the item, and it gives you that perfect rustic shabby chic look that you want to achieve. Now, I love Annie Sloan paint. I love Authentico paint, Rust-Oleum and French Chic. They're perfect chalk paints with many colour variations, but they are also on the pricey side. And if any of you are like myself, I've got about 4 different things that I want to paint in different colours, and I can't afford all the different coloured paints straight up. So I got a bit stumped and I was looking around on the web and I found this thing called chalk paint powder, and I was just like, oh, what's that? And I looked into it and I found a site, it's Webster's Chalk Paint Powder, who are brilliant. I looked at all of their tutorials. You can find it on YouTube, you can find it on their website. That's how I originally learned and made my chalk paint powder from. So I highly recommend you give them a check out. So chalk paint powder is a chalky powder, of course, that you can mix into any paint, and you can do it into any paint. You can do it into a gloss or a satin. Obviously, it just requires more of the powder to the mixture. So I do recommend that you use a matte emulsion or an eggshell, something with less sheen or gloss in for the first to start off with. Now, I call it my little miracle powder. As I say, you can get Webster's chalk paint powder. There's also a chalk paint powder by a company called Chalky, ironically. And I've actually found this. I'll put the link in below. I actually found this through a seller on eBay, and I managed to get myself 3 kilograms, and it came like this. I managed to get 3 kilograms for £10, no delivery, so I will put that link on below the video for you. I had quite a few people asking me from my bathroom cabinet how I mix the chalk paint powder also, so hence another reason why I'm here showing you this. Hopefully it can help you the way that I needed help when I first wanted to find out about this. So I'll show you the mixture. To start off with, there's 2 methods of doing it. You can either shake it or you can stir it. I'm doing the stirring method because it's less messy, because I made a bit of a mess when I did the shake it method and I don't want a big explosion on my nice table right here now. So I'm doing the stirring and mix. So first of all, I'll show you the paint that I use. Is this one. It's a John Stones one coat. It's a matte mix, and this is called Pink Starburst. It's almost like a kind of rose colour, which is nice, especially good for vintagey style furniture. So I'm using that one, and I have just poured probably what I would say is 500 millilitres into a glass container which is secure. I got these, I've got many of them. I got these for £1 each from Bargain Express, and they're great. That's what I use my paints for, to hold them in, because they've got a secure lid as well, which is good so the paint doesn't dry. Now, I've put about 500 millilitres of paint into this pot, and so now I'll show you how to make the mixture. So I've got my little miracle powder here, and I've just got a little container glass that I'm going to mix the chalk paint powder mixture into first of all. Open it up. So the mixture is 2 parts chalk paint powder to 1 part water. So I am going to use two heaped tablespoons of this into here. Just like so. So it's like that. And then I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of water, but because they're not heaped, it probably makes it about the ratio of 2 to 1. So 1, 2. Now this is the crucial stage. This is why some people do use the shake effect, because you have to mix it in really well. You don't want any lumps in there at all. So make sure when you're mixing the powder that it is well and truly blended in. So for the shake effect, you do such as what I am doing, and you can do it in one of these pots. This is what I did for my other ones, and I actually secured the lid tight and shook it around, and then you add your paint to that mixture. But for this one, I'm doing the stir method, and I'm just making sure that it's all mixed in with the water. Okay. So here we have my chalk paint powder mixture. It's all nicely mixed in, and it's nice creamy texture to go in, and if you smell it, it's extremely chalky smell, so you know that it's gonna do its magic. I would say that this amount is probably the right amount to put in this quantity of paint. I reckon if you want to do more, just add a bit more or less. That's the great thing about it. If you're doing a really small project and you just want to do some sample pots, just add in a smidge, half a tablespoon, and it would be perfect. That's why chalk paint powder is just a miracle. So I'm now going to pour in my chalk paint powder mixture into the paint. Make sure I got it all scooped out. And then again, you're now going to mix the chalk mixture into the paint. Now, obviously, at first, I was very skeptical. I was like, is this actually going to work? Like, how can this possibly be such an easy solution? But it does. I did it, and my recent blog post on the bathroom display cabinet, which I'll put a link in below if you haven't seen it already, you can see how it works, and it is. You get the chalk finish, you get the nice distressing feel to it, so it works very well, and that's why I'm just so amazed by it. It's just completely opens up the possibilities. It also means that there's no colour restrictions, as obviously with all the higher chalk paint brands who mix up the chalk paint, the colours are as they are, so unless you actually mix them with another one, you are stuck to those colours, whereas this opens up endless possibilities, as you can use any matte emulsion paint. I have some that I've done previously before to show you, which is this colour here, which is called Pastel Green, and I did this in a Wilko's matte emulsion paint. And this colour here, which is Softest Blue, and also this is a Wilko's matte emulsion paint. So this is the first time actually I'm doing a Johnstone's paint, but I have also done a Dulux one before, and that worked very well. So I'm hoping this tutorial has helped you. And I hope you enjoy making your chalk paint products. It's brilliant, it works, so just enjoy, and yeah, I hope everything goes well for you. Thank you.